In this video, I'm going to do a complete multi-time frame analysis of the week ahead on GBPUSD, Euro Dollar, AUD Dollar CAD, Gold, DXY, Dollar Yen, and GBP JPY. As the last week of the month, we can expect increased volatility as last week and first week are the most volatile week, as there will be quite a few high impact news coming in the upcoming week, and also there will be a monthly and weekly close. We can expect increased volatility in the market, and we'll be looking at to see how we can take the full advantage of this increased volatility in the upcoming week. So before we go to that, we have seen that past week also DXY we expected to drop to the support level, and we can see the market almost did exactly as expected. Now in this upcoming week also we can expect further movement. So let's begin one by one to see how we can find trading opportunity. Now before I do the full analysis, traders, make sure that you give a thumbs up, and also don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't done yet. So with that being said, let's begin this week's weekly Forex forecast. Okay, traders, so let's begin with first of all DXY, as DXY will give us clear direction of the most of the USD pairs, starting with the monthly chart to see overall picture in the market. Now looking at the monthly on DXY, we can see that this is the monthly candle. So far this month was a full bearish move after the previous monthly drop and closing back below this support level. As expected this month, we can see that DXY is fully bearish. Currently the market below this important support level, and we can expect DXY to keep pushing down, and what we could see that ultimately the price is breaking below this support level. If we're dropping down to the weekly chart, we can see that the market is maintaining bearish price action. We can see that from the weekly there was a drop and then pullback with this long liquidity candle with a bearish engulfer. DXY managed to break below, and after that every week the market is forming series of lower high in the direction. We have seen that there was a bounce from this level on DXY, forming series of higher high and higher low. Currently the price closed below this level, which is the below this weekly support level. This week, as we have seen, there is a significant drop. We can expect an initial pullback to retest this previous support, which is turning resistance, and we can expect a trend continuation on DXY. If we drop down to the daily chart, what we can see that this is the daily last day of trading week. There was a strong breakdown after this green movement. We have seen DXY manage to break below this support level, and daily trend is clear. We can see that there was a drop and then pullback, retested this support as a resistance, and we have seen another drop, which is predictable bearish trend. Currently the price, you can see below this support level, and with the market open, what I think that DXY may push up initially to retest this level, and then we can expect for the market to continue to drop to the downside. So from the intraday, from the 4-hour perspective, we can see a little more clearer picture. We can see that there's a double top formation and a complete breakout from that double top. There is a liquidity zone in that area on DXY, which is basically a neckline of this pattern. And what we can expect on DXY this week, for the market to go ahead, retest this neckline of this previous support, turning resistance, and then to continue to drop to the downside. So this could be the way on DXY: initial bounce, retest, and then trend continuation to the support level. Now if we look at higher time frame, we can see that this is the daily support, and ultimately we can expect DXY to drop back to the support level as the market closed below this level, and we may see that ultimately dropping down to this support. So there is a possibility for further downside on DXY, but at the same time we can expect a pullback to the neckline. Now, based on that, let's look at USD pairs, how they might be performing in this upcoming week, starting with the British Pound US dollar, looking at the monthly chart to see overall picture in the market. Now, from the monthly, we can see that there is a monthly bullish candle previous month with a long wick at the top with a healthy body, and this month we can see that after initial support test there is a strong bounce on the monthly candle. This is the monthly bullish candle, expecting GBPUSD to continue to bounce back to the upside with a strong momentum, as GBPUSD currently in a very strong uptrend. So we can expect British Pound US dollar to remain bullish. Dropping down to the weekly chart, we can see that also this is a trend continuation, as we expected in our previous weekly forex forecast, GBPUSD to remain bullish, and you can see the market in fact is moving back towards the upside. Now what we can see here, this is a bounce pullback, another bounce pullback, and it is in another impulsive phase on British Pound US dollar. Currently, if you look at the weekly chart, the candle closed with a narrow wick at the top, expecting for the market to come down for a pullback and then to continue to rise to the upside. Now, if we drop down to the daily chart on GBPUSD, we can see that there is an inverted head and shoulder formation, a complete breakout with a strong momentum on GBPUSD. Now, what we can see, there is a narrow daily doji with a strong bullish move, expecting GBPUSD to retest this previous resistance as a support, as daily candle closed above and there is a strong momentum in it, expecting for the market to retest and then to continue to move back to the upside. Now looking at intraday perspective on British Pound US dollar, we can see that after this uptrending market structure, the candle closed above and the price completely has broken out of that resistance, which is turning support. We can expect GBPUSD to come down for a retest and then to bounce back to the upside to create a new higher high. So this is where we will be looking for potential entry opportunity if we see suitable price action confirmation. Now let's look at euro dollar. Now, like the DXY, as you can see, it's just a mirror of DXY on euro dollar, looking at the monthly chart to see overall picture in the market. We can see that from the monthly previous months, there is a narrow candle with a long wick at the top. And this month, we have seen an increased volatility with a strong bullish momentum. The candle almost closing above. It is almost at the end of the month. We can expect in the beginning a pullback and then trend continuation to the upside to create a new higher high. Now dropping down to the weekly chart on euro dollar, we can see that from the weekly perspective, it is a very strongly bull market. We can see that there is a strong momentum pullback and it is in another bullish impulse. There is a bullish engulfer followed by another bullish candle on euro dollar, expecting for this market to move up and to create a new higher high. So if we drop down to the daily chart on euro USD, what we can see that from the daily, this is a daily bullish price action. There is a strong impulse followed by this correction, and we have seen another impulse, deeper correction, another impulse. So it is maintaining a bullish market structure on euro dollar from the daily, and with the market open, I will be waiting for an initial pullback which can expect it and then to continue to bounce back to the upside, either breaking this high to create a new higher high. If we look at the 4-hour perspective, we can see that there was a double bottom formation. Also here you can see there is a liquidity candle formation. There is one here, and also there is one here, and the market in fact tested that liquidity candle zone and then has got a bounce to the upside to create a new higher high and leaving a neckline of this previous resistance, what we can see, which is turning support here. And we will be waiting for euro dollar for another retest of this neckline and then trend continuation to the upside. We could see that euro dollar is forming and bouncing back to the upside to create a new higher high. Now let's look at AUD USD. Let's see what kind of opportunity we have in this instrument. Looking at the monthly chart on AUD USD, we can see that this is the monthly impulse on AUD USD with a very strong momentum to the upside. And with this monthly impulse on AUD USD, the candle currently above this resistance level, expecting AUD USD to remain bullish to create a new higher high. So this is a bullish market. Currently we can see there is a strong momentum, and if we look at the weekly chart, we can see that from the weekly, after this weekly bounce, the market is currently pushing high to create a new higher high as the price is approaching this important level of resistance, expecting this week for the market to come down for a pullback or gap open and then to continue to bounce back to the upside. Dropping down to the daily chart, we can see a little more clearer picture. Like the euro dollar, British pound, US dollar, we can see that this is an uptrending market structure, a complete breakout from this resistance line, leaving a neckline of this level, which we can expect this week for the market to come down to retest and then to continue to the upside to create a new higher high. So therefore, initially we can expect a pullback, and what we can see that there is a liquidity candle formation. Previous session, a bullish liquidity candle, and with that liquidity candle formation on AUD USD, we will be waiting for initial pullback and then to continue to bounce back to the upside to create a new higher high. This is where you will be waiting for potential bullish trading opportunity. Now let's look at dollar CAD. Let's see what kind of opportunity we have. Looking at the monthly chart on dollar CAD, we can see that from the monthly, this is the monthly price action so far. From this resistance line, there is a very strong drop. Currently the price below this level, as we can see that there is weakness on DXY, which also leading dollar CAD to drop down further. As it is almost at the end of the month, we can expect initial pullback and then to continue to drop. Now dropping down to the weekly chart on dollar CAD, we can see that currently the price below this level, expecting dollar CAD to keep pushing down to create a new lower low. This is a complete breakdown on dollar CAD. And this week, what I think that after initial pullback, we can expect for the market to continue to drop as expected. What I think that this week we might see break of this potential support level and expecting after a pullback to drop down to break this low. Dropping down to the daily chart, what we can see that from the daily last day of trading week, there was a complete breakdown on dollar CAD from this support level, and this week we can expect initial pullback to the upside. If we readjust this daily support on dollar CAD, we will be waiting for the market to retest and then to continue to drop to create a new lower low. Now if we look at the 4-hour chart on dollar CAD, we can see that this is a previous support level of this downtrending market structure. On dollar CAD, we will be waiting for the market to move up to retest and then to continue to drop to create a new lower low. Now let's see gold, how the market might be doing on gold. And as you can see, gold, as expected in the past week, the price has followed the same pattern. And let's see now on the monthly, starting with how the market might be doing. Looking at the monthly chart on gold, we can see that this is the monthly price action, which is basically a very strong bullish market starting from here. a very strong impulse followed by this correction, and we can see that gold is currently in a bullish momentum. This is the monthly price action, where we can see that there is a bounce on the monthly, and currently the price above this monthly resistance line. We can expect this week initial pullback and then to continue to drop again to create new lower low. Now if we drop down to the weekly chart, we can see that from the weekly perspective, this is the weekly doji formation. After this previous weekly bullish candle, this week we have seen a doji formation. Now this doji, what I think that is a potential bullish trend continuation. This week we either could see a retest of the 50% of this lower shadow of this weekly doji, or even we can expect a direct trend continuation from this resistance line on gold. Now dropping down to the daily chart to see a bit more clearer picture, we can see that from the daily it's an uptrending market structure. We can see there is a bounce followed by this pullback, and we can see another bounce, deeper pullback. This is the daily candle has broken all this support level, and with that break of this support, currently the market below this level. With the last day of trading week, we can see a complete return, leaving a potential inverted head and shoulder possibility to form here. And as you can see, back to back two daily dojis has broken, and completely the price has gone back up and close above. What I think that this week we might see initial pullback again to retest this liquidity zone, which might form an inverted head and shoulder, and then may continue to rise to the upside, and we could see that before the monthly close further movement to the upside. Now if we look at the 4-hour perspective, we can see that there is a liquidity candle formation. The previous session of this closing of Friday, there was a liquidity candle formation, which is basically a very important support has created here. As you can see, the market bounced back to the upside from this level, so you can expect gold to drop down to the support level, potentially break off this support, grab enough liquidity, and then to bounce back to the upside. If we look at for the lower time frame, this could be the potential wave on gold. Let's see how the market does with the market open. I will also keep you updated and posted during the week. Traders, make sure you give a thumbs up and also stay subscribed, press that bell button so that you are notified as soon as I am posting any content in the channel. So now let's look at yen pairs, how they might do. Looking at GBP JPY, starting with the monthly chart, what we can see from the monthly on GBP JPY, after the previous monthly bearish candle this month, we have seen there was a significant pullback. So it's almost at the end of the month. What I think that the market might try to pull back again. As we can see, there is a significant drop on the monthly. There is a huge long week candle, and before the monthly close, it is less likely that GBP JPY might go ahead and form a bullish candle. Instead, what I think that we might see further downside in this week. If we look at the weekly chart, we can see that there is a weekly doji formation, and therefore there is a big drop, a pullback, weekly doji. This week we might see that GBP JPY feeling that weak, or even coming to this liquidity zone where there is a weakless candle, which is an important support level. If we drop down to the daily chart on GBP JPY, we can see that this is a resistance line here, and in that resistance, where you can see this is the last day of trading week, the market has crossed that high. With this cross of this high, there is a liquidity grab, and expecting GBP JPY to drop down further to create new lower low. Now if we look at the intraday 4-hour time frame, we can see that multiple times the price tested this level, formed this long bearish candle. Last session we saw also a red bearish candle. Expecting GJ after a retest for the market to continue to drop in that direction to create a new lower low. There is a possibility, but I think that GJ to drop and even drop back down to the order block. As you can see from this level, this is an order block, and from that zone the market may manage to bounce back to the upside, which we could see from the daily perspective for GBP/JPY to drop down to this liquidity zone. Below this daily candle, there is a high liquidity, expecting for the market to come down and then to drop to create a new lower low. So this is what could be the wave this week on GBP/JPY. Let's see dollar yen, how the price is doing. Looking at the monthly chart, we can see that from the monthly, dollar yen is bearish so far. Previous months a long bearish engulfer. This month we can see that so far significant bearish move, and I think that as we are expecting the weakness on DXY, we still can expect dollar yen to drop down to the downside, as from this support level we have seen this move, the market managed to break down. We can expect now filling this week and then to drop down to create a new lower low, or at least to retest this support level. If we drop down to the weekly chart, we can see that from the weekly, this is the weekly bearish candle. There is a massive bearish drop followed by a pullback, and we can see that past week also there is a bearish candle here to create a new lower low. Now with that bearish candle, what we can expect this week for the market to retest and then to continue to drop to create a new lower low. Dropping down to the daily chart, what we can see that there is a daily head and shoulder formation, complete head and shoulder, that could lead dollar yen to drop down to create a new lower low. Now if we look at further lower time frame, we can see there is a 4-hour drop here. This is a complete bearish engulfer, and after this liquidity candle formation we have seen a pullback, and the market is forming series of lower high with a multiple liquidity grab, giving a high probability for dollar yen to drop, to bounce back up, to retest, and then to continue to drop to create a new lower low. So this could be the wave on dollar yen. I believe that traders enjoyed this weekly forex forecast. You found value in it. If you find value in it, make sure that you smash the like button and also hit that subscribe button if you haven't done yet. In addition, you can join the free Telegram channel, link below this video, for more education and updated trade ideas like this. Thank you, and I'll see you soon in my next analysis.